Hey, unknowns! Thanks for picking WordPress Ascending. We're the unknowns. I am your host, Russ R. Russell here. And then we got Vizerai,
Hey, what's up?
Tony Lay,
Yeah, what's up, guys? How's it going?
and KINGSLYTEE.
The GOAT, the
Facts,
legend,
Sly
the
Guys,
man
Sly T's in
himself.
the house. What's up?
Yeah, we're gonna make it big now.
No, I have to show love, man. Whenever someone asks, I got to show out, man. I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate the love, man.
Same here.
Always.
I'll be honest,
good?
I'm a little surprised you actually called us. Or, like, actually going through with this.
Yeah,
Why do you
'cause-
say that?
well, there's not much to really benefit off of an 80 subscriber YouTube channel. Now you're probably doing this because you want to help like smaller YouTube channels. You're not a big one yourself, but there's not really much you can really gain from. So, I was shocked to say the least from my
Ain't
end.
no thing. Listen, I've been there. I've been there growing and reaching out. And I remember being a smaller, I mean, I'm not big at all, but being like under 1,000 and reaching out, trying to talk to people and no one would respond and all that. And I just, I don't like that because you guys, everyone starts from somewhere. So I ain't got no, there ain't no tier level with me, man. I'm here to talk to anybody.
Yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate the love for that. Yeah, I'm just one of the actors. I don't do the nitty gritty stuff. The guy who does the behind the scenes is you want to say your real name? What's your username again?
It's Russ R. Russell, or Russell for short.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
He's the guy who did behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's our editor, everything. Like, he knows
okay.
all the tech stuff. So.
Yeah. He's the unknown over here. I'm just doing the easy work. I'm just acting, or we're trying to act. I guess we're not
Right.
or actors. So
It's all right. You just gotta be yourself, man. That's all. And then people will take to it.
yeah. Then
You know.
I Wizard, right? Is that I didn't mess it up this time, right?
You could just call me Wizard.
Yeah, Wizard. Yeah. So we pretty much started with the origins was we always want to break stereotypes. Well, I did. Then they liked the idea, and I thought we were never going to make the videos, but we actually did start last year. And I think the first video, it wasn't uploaded, but we started actually at my birthday, May 17th. Then we didn't upload it till June 1st of that year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or July 1st. I think it's July 1st.
Yeah, July.
July 1st. So it was May 17th we started the first one. And it was weird. Like, I talk to myself all the time. Might be weird for some people, but that's pretty normal for me. But
Yeah.
the first time I was onto the camera, and he said, "All right, let's make an intro." I was like, "This is gonna be easy." Nah, man, this shit was hard. I was like, "Yo, I can't think of nothing." I was like,
Right.
I got, all right, that ain't good." And I just like look at the camera. It's like me and the camera had a staring contest, but the camera can't really talk, right? So I would just look at the camera, looking real stupid. So that happened for a good 10, 15 minutes, and eventually I got something off the top of the dome. And yeah, that was just the intro. Then we had like video ideas here and there. We didn't complete all the video ideas we wanted. Like we still wanted the like black guys be terrible at basketball, but white guys that be jumping and dunk on everybody. We still didn't have that yet because we don't have the actors for that yet. So if you know any white ball players that can dunk and jump,
Oh, I know some white people that can ball, man. Trust me.
And you got some black people. I know some already. So you get that. I get the legendary Tyrone for that. Well, I'm sorry, Tyrone. You're still my boy, but he ain't that good at basketball. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it started. Anything you want to add on, Wizard?
Oh, yeah. I was a big fan of, KINGSLYTEE, you. So, since the whole Secret Limited thing. So, that's how
Yeah.
I got to know you. I mean...
A word?
Yeah, you say word.
I said,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I said word. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see you in the Secret Limited video. And I think like one day I saw like in the algorithm like a video of you, and I just clicked it, and I don't remember it was either the low tier God video or it was the Christian one, but yeah, that's how I was like, oh yeah. And honestly, I kind of agree with your opinion with Low Tier God a little bit, because I do believe that he was like a guy that could have been somebody, but he was just too.
It's just too toxic. Way
Yeah,
too toxic.
I was gonna say like he was too, like his ego and his inappropriate like comments. It ruins him. Like
Yeah.
I
It's-
felt like he
it's-
could have been
it's-
somebody if only if he had the right mindset. And it's weird
Right.
because like out of all the locals, he looked normal. That's the thing. He looked
Yeah,
He did.
He was more like a low bull.
yeah right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't. He's one that didn't have to be where he's at. He had he has the charisma. I could see if he tweaked his jokes a little bit, maybe it'll be a little bit better. But it's his attitude. He can't get past the attitude. It's the way he loses in a Street Fighter or any fighting game that he's playing. It's just pitiful. And then the way he talks about, like, okay, you want to crack like a cool. You want to say a couple things about black, cool. But he just ODs like you spook, monkey. He's just all of them and keeps going. And he's just like at the point of disrespect. Like you kind of want to see him after you hear some of the stuff that he says. And then you see him like laughing at the dude that shot himself, the Ronnie McNutt. You see how he treats the girls in his life. You see the kind of communities he links apart. Like he's just a terrible guy, like a very bad guy. I
Yeah.
really don't like him.
Yeah, especially the girl, like his was it his ex or something? Like that was awful.
Yeah, I forgot her name though. I know who you're talking about because I reacted to it. Him talking to his girl and it was like just like cussing her out or like just disrespecting her. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's
You're raised different, I guess, because I don't do that.
I mean, it's so weird because I didn't think she was doing anything like awful. She's just joking around. I mean,
Yep.
it was just so I don't want to say strange again. It was just bizarre, I guess. I don't know if you saw that, Tony.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but like slaring people, like crack a joke, whatever, that's cool. But like when you OD something, like Fresh and Fit just recently did that not too long ago, and now they're getting bashed for it.
God.
And so like
I can't stand them either.
like them saying that, I can't really defend that at all. So yeah, I understand that point of view too. I don't understand I don't know the story or what you guys talking about, but once I heard that, like monkey, this, like some kind of racist words like that.
It's just whenever he's playing a game, and I think he almost thinks it's funny, but I think he half thinks it's funny and half really believes the way he talks. Like this is just how he is. It's just anytime he loses or someone trolls him and he believes they're black, he blacks out for real and just goes up.
Yeah, so he just playing sore loser for him, I'm guessing, but more than a sore loser.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he takes it to the extreme, or almost to the extreme. If it's not there. So
Right.
yeah, I know some people like that. Like, you know, like I get like being frustrated at losing, but like I don't know, some things are just taken too far, and I don't know. I believe you can be competitive and still show sportsmanship at the end of the day. At least that's what I try to do. Like, obviously, you don't want to lose. No one likes losing. But
Well, I kind of like.
I mean, yeah.
it's breaking stereotypes, right? What are you talking about? People want to win. We want to lose. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I mean, that's just my viewpoint of things. Sure.
Got anything else to say, bro?
But anyways, what made you want to reach out to us though? Like, does it any vid? Do you see any of our videos or anything like that?
Oh, I got contacted on Twitter from somebody. I don't know. I don't know why my Twitter is set up the way it is. I'm gonna have to try to fix it, but I don't always see DMs. I don't get the notifications for it, especially people that I don't follow. So I don't get those either. So I have this one little thing that says message request, which I don't even remember setting up message requesting. But it says message request, and it always says like 2 there, and I it's like 2 of this spam, like, oh, looking for a friend, weirdo scam nonsense that's all over Twitter. So I just ignore them. So I clicked it one time, and I saw a DM request from y'all that said, we are the unknowns. We want to discuss the locales or whatever. So I said, yeah, cool. Like, I've never, I've never heard of any of you guys. No offense to anything.
that's
I'm
fine.
just saying I've never heard of them. But
Hence, we're the
I
unknowns.
checked out the channel. I looked at it. I liked it. And
Oh, you
and
like the channel? Oh, appreciate the love. Appreciate the
yeah, I
love.
mean, yeah.
So any video that stand out, or you just checked
I
like me?
can't say stand out, but I checked it because I had to make I had to make sure that y'all weren't like this wasn't just like some person on YouTube that uploaded twice. Like I needed to see because like I'm with helping, but I gotta see y'all doing something too. I'm not about to like if it's someone up and coming like under a K, and they don't upload barely, then I'm not doing it. Why am I gonna be here? You know what I mean? Like, why if you don't care, then why would I care? So it was just to see you guys active and actually work, and I respect it. So I figured, hey, I'll come chop it up with y'all.
Yeah, most of that is due to A. Russell, right? That's what you want to call.
Just
Russell.
Mm.
Just Russell, yeah. That's not 80% is due to just Russell right here. About 19%
Yeah. Oh,
to
so yeah, he
Wizard.
must have reached out to me then. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one. And I just do the acting. That's all I do. And driving, I guess.
Yeah, driving is important.
Yeah, I guess transporter. Yeah, there we go. I'm the taxi driver. So
You drive where you guys go. What do you mean drive? Where you
like,
guys going?
like different parts. Like when we film, sometimes we film our house way too much, or my friend's house, which is the twins that you see.
Okay.
So sometimes we drive to different parks.
okay.
Try to do different scenery, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the viewers, or just myself included in the team, we will eventually get tired just filming one place. So like different places give a different scenery. So yeah, I guess I'm the main driver. I guess.
Yeah, well, one of the drivers.
Yeah,
If
one.
If it's not Ed, it's you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, edit. Wait, why can't we use it? Does he have a username?
Oh,
the mute man. Yeah, mute. Because you can barely hear him speak anytime he talks. Yeah, he does the voices.
Okay.
Like Fatality, Mortal Kombat. He's actually really good at that. So, yeah, we gotta give him his due right there.
Yeah.
He's camera shy, so a lot of people are camera shy around friends, which is fine. So I'm not gonna force. Oh, we're not gonna force.
Yeah, so you got to warm up to it. A lot of people, especially in this space, they don't really show their face, which is fine. I started as a podcast, so I'm just used to showing I just started off showing my face, so there ain't no reason to turn back now. Now I don't even like not showing my face. There's been a couple times dope streams that I've taken down because I don't want people because my face like a camera malfunction or something. I couldn't show my face, so
Oh yeah, didn't that what happened with the review tech USA
Yeah.
video? Like
yeah.
the video somehow crashed and you just had to voice it.
Right. And I took it down. That became a whole conspiracy. Like I took it down for duty streams and it was not the case at all. People were saying I took it down because Duty's cool with Rich and he felt like he would be mad at what we were saying. And I'm like, first of all, I ain't got no ties to this dude, so why would I care about taking it down? And Duty's definitely been on my stream way before that and after that, since then, talking like making fun of Rich as well. So it ain't nothing. I ain't taking it down for him. I rock with Duty. Dude's my friend for real. But no, he ain't gonna tell me to take down nothing. No way.
But
Yeah.
speaking
Unless
of
something got leaked on accident. If it was a comment he made, he's just gonna have to stand on it. You said it live. You should have just suffered the consequence. Just like if I slip up and say something I shouldn't. But if it's like he doxed his name on accident, yeah, I'll take it down, of course. But not no comments. You shouldn't have came up and said it if you got an issue with it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Speaking of friends, like there's some friends who are like fans of us, like they support us. But then there's this one friend who I'm not gonna name names. He have appeared in our show before, but he been pretty harsh to the point that I feel harassed, And it seems like he wanted to take over the show and don't know how to approach it,
who's that?
I guess I guess what he's saying is, okay, constructive criticism is cool, but it's like if we don't do something this particular person likes, it seems like a problem.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that aspect, if you get what we're saying.
No, I get it. Like, you always wanted to please the fan, but it's just, we had this one guy that, he just seems like what, if it's not in his way, then we're doing something wrong. Like he always explains like a little bit too much, but I get it. He's coming from a good heart. I get it. But what my brother is saying is that how do he like, or at least somebody, how do they approach that? You know, like, hey, dude, I love your, or I appreciate, you know, your criticism and everything, but hey, dude, this is just a YouTube channel. We're not here to be like professionals
or Hollywood films or.
Okay, well, okay. Oh, you were asking me how that. Okay, I feel you. So boom, I have that too. I got a lot of people that say, just yesterday live, they were like, "Oh God, you stop it too much." Well, I'm not about to change that because this is what I do. I react. I talk a lot. That's what happens. An hour vid that we're checking out, the stream's gonna be like an hour and a half. Because it's just that's how it ends up. Now, there's people that rock with me, give me criticism. You know what you do? You just gotta, if it's repeating or if it doesn't look like, if it's something they just want to take a stab at you and they're masking it with criticism, you just ignore it. Man, ain't even worry about it. Just skip over that. Who cares? Don't even let it bother you. I get it all the time. They got, oh, you pause too much. Oh, you too much sound effects. This, that, and the third. Constantly, you just ignore it because it's something you're never gonna change. But you should always listen to them. Well, I just talked about it last night. I said there's a person that was like, I wanted to react to the new Secret Limited video, the top 10 or top 100 rage quits from DSP, and I was like, I saw a message in it. Now this is a guy that's been on my streams, taking shots at me. I don't think he liked me too much, but he like hate watches me, which is cool. Usually the time I just ignore him. So he left a comment and he was like, "Oh, I'm good. Homie gonna say I can never get this mad. And why is he so tilted? And then he's gonna say, bro. And then he said something else, and I had to sit and be like, yeah, I mean, there's not too much you can really talk about when a dude for 100 times just quits a game. There's not so much you can. He was trying to take a shot at me, but it was true, kind of. Like, there's no way I could sit here for 2 hours and 45 minutes, which that's probably going to run me 6 hours, having a whole conversation about someone quitting a game mad 100 times. That's not true. That's 100% true. He's 100% correct. So that type, like, even through their little sarcastic ways, you could still implement it. Now, but if he keeps doing the same thing, you just got to ignore it, bro. It's going to happen regardless of how you came online and what you expect. Once you put a video public, it's up for anybody to see. And everyone has their own opinion, and it's going to show. It's going to show. You should be happy that they're voicing it in the comments because they care enough to type words towards you.
Yeah.
So you should just be happy they're doing that. That means you're on the right track. Because if they imagine no one's saying anything.
Yeah.
Can't get too far with that. How many YouTube channels you see in the millions where no one's commenting? Like, you need people. You need that.
Yeah.
Be like subscriber count over 100,000, but like 400 views, 200 views, and like no comments. Yeah. Plenty of those. So yeah.
You ain't gonna grow too much. You gotta have them, and it's gonna happen. The bigger you get, it's gonna get worse. Trust me. Now you gotta worry about the mobs, a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. I went at Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
I don't like the dude and the little tater tots that I've coined. The tater tots running rampant throughout them. Loser, lame, kill yourself. They go crazy. Thousands of them.
Oh yeah, he definitely got a whole squad of army behind him. No matter what.
They love him. Yeah. Right. I don't know how you can like a dude that blames the girl for rape. Like I don't understand it. But anyways, it's just those two you gotta watch out. But you know what? If they weren't affected in any way, they wouldn't have typed anything. So yeah, man, you just gotta accept it. I mean, just ignore a lot of it, but try to find something in it, even if they just trying to hate.
Yeah, like I tell Russell, right? That's what we're playing. Mm-hmm. Well. You can't please everyone, so once you get over that fact, I mean, it's going to happen. Yep. No matter how objective, nice you are, people's going to hate. That's just human nature because our opinions are going to be different from each other, even no matter how nice you are. Honestly,
it's not going to matter. It's going to they're going to hate. Someone's going to be upset with the way you did it. I had to. The one thing that I did, I try to implement as much as I can from the criticism. I mean, just like that one, but that video. Also, I was told, like in the beginning, the video would be running and I would still be talking. And a lot of people were like, "Wow, don't, you're talking over it. Like I can't hear it. Wait, pause it, and do what you want." But I'm trying to think like, "Oh, I don't want to pause too much." Because now I'm trying to please them. And you just got to do what you do. And just don't try to change for every person's opinion. Because that's not good either. And that's what I was doing in the beginning. Oh, okay, I'm not going to pause as much. Well, no. Because I got a lot to say. Then it just turns into, I'm sorry. Like, apologizing for pausing. Now, I just do what I do. Like, I'm not changing for nothing.
This ain't just
people like the way they know what they come here. They expect to see Sly about to go off. He going to talk. And he's not, and it's gonna be a while till we get to the end. So let's just go, and that's just build them around what you want to do and how you feel, and don't build around what they want you to be. You know, it's never gonna work.
And this ain't just for you two, just as life in general. Where you work, where you're at,
right?
Anywhere in life, there's always going to be somebody disagree with you. Now,
right?
Is your Is your choice to like accept their criticism, or some people you're just not going to agree with, and maybe meet somebody at a bad time? Life's going to happen, and it's bound to happen, honestly. So you gotta take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, and vice versa. So we can make a positive situation out of this, or just make it worse and worse, and we're not trying to do that. So.
And the last thing we need for this channel is to be another Boogie 2988, where we always listen to criticism.
Yeah, you don't want to be him
or
ever.
Like that's Phil, where he ignored criticism.
Right.
There's
you want to find
balance.
that. You want to find that balance. Yeah, you want to find that balance, and the way Boogie did it, completely wrong. You see, it spun him into a whole. He wanted to end his life. So clearly that wasn't the right way to go. Yeah. And the way Phil does it is even worse. Or I don't know about worse, but pretty much even. Like that bad, because it's like, look at you. People have grown and updated and expanded their setups in way less time than you, and you're still using things that are given to you, and you're not updating the system, your PC. You're not getting new stuff, anything. Like I have another podcast I do. Well, I got two more I do, but the one that I started all this was Low Lives. Mm-hmm. Now people start a podcast. They don't go and get the camera. We got camera, mic, the interface that we needed. We wanted to start this off like this got to look good, not just. And if I did a gaming, I would have got the capture. I would have. I know in the beginning it was the camera pointed at the screen. I got that. I understood that that's how it all started, but. That would have been up as soon as I found out you didn't have to do that anymore, because I wouldn't have liked the look. I know me. I wouldn't have liked the look. I was using a webcam before when I was online, because I do another online battle rap, and I was using a webcam. I'm like, I can't do this. I got to figure out a way to get my real camera that I use for my podcast onto the computer, because I just can't. Because I care about it looking good for y'all that watch it. Like I know if I don't like it, y'all not gonna like it, and I feel like I should always be upgrading. So I have the mic, almost one of the best broadcasting mics you see. Like when you see, like I have both of them. I have the Shure SM7B, and I also have the one I use now, which is the Electro Voice RE20, which you see all the top broadcasters use. Radio as well, because I want the sound to be as great, and the camera, DSLR. I'm upgrading that because it's been a long time I've been using that. I feel like I can go higher. So. You gotta, and if people were telling me, hey, I don't like the look of this, I'm never gonna continue to do it ever. So what Phil did was just, I could never.
Speaking of podcasts, do you think there's some podcasts out there that are meant to be podcasts? Because as a podcast, I feel like it should be about, let's say you got a guest, right? I feel like it should be mostly about the guest, but I feel like some podcasts interrupt so much, it takes away from the guests. And it's more about the podcasters themselves. Like,
I don't know if it's the podcast or if it's the host. I think it's more of the host.
Yeah,
just don't know how to. They don't know how to. Because might be able to. They might just not know how to have a guest. Because you have to, like, people have different styles. So people do. I see a lot, even in the top podcasts cut off a lot, but you see the good ones, let them go because you want the guest to talk. You want to just lead the guest into a direction and let them go. You don't want to over talking because we've heard you before. And those people that over talk and have like side conversations with their co-host, it's just, well, why is the dude there then? Why'd you even bring him? You could have done this by yourself. So in that case, I feel like they don't have to end the podcast because they might just do good together. They just need to tweak how they move and operate.
Because I think there's a reason why Joe Rogan is famous for what he is. I mean, he does a really good job letting a guest speaks, and he speaks in my opinion, when he needs to be, like just filling small conversations. But for the most part, I can see why he's the biggest podcast because his guests do shine more in his podcast than the other podcasts that I've seen so far. And plus, I feel like he has very good knowledge of each subject. I feel like a lot of these podcasters or hosts, their subject is very limited. Their line is very limited. So let's say there's a basketball player that starts a podcast. Other than basketball, they might not have the knowledge in terms of like politics, in terms of financials, in terms of any other subject to really ask good enough questions to the guests to make it a good podcast. That's what it seems like to me. So I feel like somebody's lack of knowledge can really, not lack of knowledge per se, but if you don't come in prepared or have good questions, the podcast kind of goes stale in a way. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. It just becomes a weird conversation that you're having just to try to fill air unless you, like when we started the podcast, we would just show up with things that we would try to remember and it just didn't come out good. The earlier ones are just trash. You have to, if you want to succeed, you have to put in the work on and off camera. That's fact. You got to do the homework. You got to have it laid out. You got to have a way you want to go about it. And it's gonna develop over time. But just going in there off the dome, just spitting things that you heard throughout the week, it's going to show, and it's not going to be good.
Yeah, don't be like me, guys. And also, there's our people though, very few people that are good at improv. Like, you ever heard of Craig Ferguson? He used to have a talk show host. He's amazing at improv. He's my favorite talk show host ever because he is so different. He's breaking stereotypes, which we love. He's one of the few that can like make up anything in his mind and make it very funny and make it very witty. Most other TV shows, they can't do that because they don't have the ability or skill to do that. He has a very special talent, in my opinion, to do that. Because most talk shows are very prepared and stuff like that. Plus, the guests, they know what to answer, what to say, because it's like before the interview, they already do an interview before the interview, so they already know what's going to say, what's going to happen before the interview even happened. Craig Ferguson is all improv, which it can be done, but not many people have that ability really. So,
it's hard to do a podcast by yourself. I always envy the ones that can do that. Like, streaming was hard enough to try to do by yourself. I felt like, but doing a podcast is hard. So like that dude, what's his name? The guy with the mullet. I don't know, the white bull that.
The Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn. I would say Chris D'Elia, but he went off the rails with the children, so I ain't rocking with that. And he is like amazing. I might not like it, but the fact that he can hold a conversation by himself or make it entertaining by himself, you got to give him credit. You got to give that credit.
Plus, not many people have that charisma to do it too. So, I mean, some people are good for like analyzation. Some people are good at just presenting facts. Not everybody will have an upbeat personality like goofy 24/7 all the time. Well,
it doesn't always have to be goofy. Like Sauna Monster, when he does his broadcast, he's really well informed. And like what he say, you just, it feels like so informative, but like good. Like, you know what I mean? It's not boring.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so, I'm not going to lie. It is really hard to freestyle. Sometimes I need to have like those
cue cards, little minor things,
Yeah,
there ain't no wrong with that. I mean, I do it for my streams as well. I mean, I broke down that loser, tipster, and I had to go out and get the clips I want to talk about. You got to put the work in. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Got to.
Yeah, you don't want to be lazy like DarkSydePhil.
Yeah, because sometimes when he does speak, I'm like, this is so wrong what you're saying. And he just make assumptions left and right, like Japan people, all they do is work. And I'm like...
That's a big generalization, right?
I know, right? and then the whole like like
Kirby?
Kirby, yeah, like Kirby
Oh,
Souls,
yeah.
like he saw because he only played Kirby Epic Yarn, but not knowing that there's some Kirby games where like even though the entire game may be easy, the last boss is the toughest boss you're gonna end up. You have to apply all your knowledge, if you ever pay attention. You gotta understand the patterns and everything, and once you
Right,
understand
and
the pattern, it's easy.
Yeah, right. Now, I've never played the game, and I'm sure it was difficult. But, hey, I played God of War. I played Elden Ring. Well, I didn't beat it, but I played Elden Ring. You just got to keep going, man. Some games are just difficult. That's just what it is. Don't matter, like, just got to keep going. Crying about it ain't going to do nothing about it. Like, and quitting, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think
would
the
never.
problem is he's trying to speed run everything. So it's like he doesn't really appreciate those moments. I think Raven Dolphin mentioned when he was talking over when Link, from the Legend of Zelda Tear of the Kingdom, when he like did that big jump, he was talking over it, like making jokes, fart jokes, not appreciating like the scenery, what's going on, because that's like one of those major Zelda moments. Like it's like this guy doesn't even talk to his chat neither, or unless it's like one of those like his loyalists or pay pigs, and it's a little bit sad because like I think the whole point of streaming is to interact people, or at least interact like with the game, giving a little experience here and there. You know what I mean? Like I felt like he always missing the point. And
Always.
This is weird because he's like 15 years or 16 years in YouTube. And I felt like everything that you're supposed to grow just goes through his ear. It's like either it's
And
my
that's
way.
how it is. Yeah, because he thinks that he made it, so he's just gonna do it his way, and people are paying for it, so I might as well just keep doing it. Like it's ridiculous.
Agree.
Yeah, because like I feel like in the same time, I felt like he understands it, but he just doesn't want to do it. Like I know he's not ignorant when it comes to these stuff. He's seen other streamers. It's just I think it's the one thing he's just lazy, and in that he just like to do it like his way. Like he doesn't want to improve. He likes to keep using the same tech. Like he keeps spending his money allegedly on WWE Champion, and it's like he couldn't just easily like save up $20 like at least every week. It doesn't have to be like $100 or like I usually like to save up a little bit and then like once I have
Splurge.
and then spend it on what I want, like have goals. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you have $1, if you make $1, save a penny, save 2 pennies, and put it aside. And then once the goal hit, you spend it.
Yeah, him
like,
being
I don't know. It's like this guy is a mystery. Because I felt like he's I don't feel like he's ignorant. Even so he plays dumb, I feel like he's not dumb. I just know it deep inside that he knows it, but he just doesn't want to do it.
I think this is exactly how he is. He's an arrogant trash human that just is so money hungry that he doesn't care at what lengths he'll go. Doesn't matter what lengths of begging he'll go to. He is just this money hungry, and partly because of his addiction. Well, I'm gonna be honest. There's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much evidence pointing towards that he's blowing money on this game. It's just too much coincidence. Like, come on, bro. He'll get money, and you'll see he's got a large amount of money, and then all of a sudden the game, because people are following the game, they will post that all of a sudden this account that he's saying isn't his account will just OD that night on this game. Well, what are the chances? Around the same time you get a bunch of money, now you're just going to and splurging in this stupid game. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah, it really is.
There's too many coincidences, man. It's too many.
Now, do you believe even if he did admit, he's a mobile game addict, would it change anything? Like, would the pay pigs still send him money?
Yeah. They don't care now.
Yeah.
So why would they care if they can't? Like, they just don't care. They like him. And I think they like him. This is a community of lames, bro. All these people that follow him are weird. and this is weirdos congregate to Phil. That's what they get.
Yeah, because I
You get
remember Snore Hogan post a video of a den head of his, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I was so
Yeah.
surprised how they look.
yeah, like
Derek. Look at Derek. Look up all the messages he does on Twitter. He's a freak with
Yeah,
all
he
the
is.
girls.
You know, it's a good thing I don't follow these guys. You're making me real glad I never know these guys.
Yeah, just don't even
DarkSydePhil.
jump in.
I'm gonna make sure I never. If I see one video, oh hell no, I'm gonna click away. I'm not even gonna look at
Yeah.
the video. I'm just
No,
no
you
record.
don't want to.
Yeah, I ain't gonna start that trend hole now. Oh no.
oh, once you're in that rabbit hole, it's hard to dig out.
It's like the
Yeah.
it's like the red pill community. It's like you see one, now like, oh yeah, I feel this way. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. Oh no. So all right,
Yeah, you might just stay right away, man. You don't want that. You don't want that.
because it seems like a lot of negative energy coming towards your way, and yeah, I don't want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was a new viewer that he was like DarkSydePhil was like so like bragging, like flexing, hey, look at this new guy right here. And then I don't think it was a week later, he just left, like tweeted out.
Oh, Jinx. Yeah, Jinx. He came around, which I believe I don't know who it is, and I haven't seen definitive proof, but Jinx was a dude that we believe is this other guy, OIC. His name is Only Iced Coffee. And the only reason I know is because this one actually came outside and talked to one of the detractors. And when he was talking to one of the detractors, he was saying how he literally put thousands of dollars into an escrow account for Phil when he needs a computer. He was willing to buy it. But Phil was like, no, I'm not going to buy it right now because I don't want to stop gaming and have to set it up. So don't worry about it. So he never bought it. He actually was talking about how someone bought him a laptop and he was mad. He wasn't the one that bought the laptop. So that's when he started, and he said, and him and Phil would talk constantly and throughout emails, like constantly. And these people, and I hear these stories with this guy, and I'm like, you love this man so much? This guy? Him? That you're putting money aside for him? Oh, nah. Oh, no. These people are damaged. They're broken.
I would like to think so, but I like to think that, there has to be some sanity,
Nah.
It's the hypnosis. It's too powerful, bruh. Too powerful.
Yeah. No.
Tony looked confused. Hypnosis is basically
Yeah,
like.
yeah, I know what hypnosis means. I ain't that dumb.
But yeah, I agree. Like, it's a little bit strange how these people love him, but he treats them horribly. I would be grateful if someone really buy me a new laptop. I would treat that as a trophy.
Shit, somebody give me $1, I'll be jumping for joy. No lie.
Right.
And cash, tax free. Oh wait, this is pocket. I mean, hey, I love somebody give me $1. Yeah. Tax or credit, don't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, somebody buy me laptop. Even the cheapest laptop is what, $200-$300 at the cheapest, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
even that's still great. I mean, I used to have a laptop. Somebody buy a new one. Send it to my cash app. I forgot my cash, but when I do, I'm gonna put it back on. Yeah.
Ain't no wrong, man. Get your money. Just don't ask for it. Just let it come naturally. Don't ask for it. And you're going to get a lot of attention that you don't want. Trust me.
And don't
That's
gamble
the problem
too.
with Phil. You don't ask for it.
And also don't gamble. I tried the gambling way. It ain't working.
Right.
It ain't working. You think somebody would get 30? Nah, man. They will just have an off night. So, but that's enough about me. But yeah, I agree with not asking for it, because once you ask for it, it's like cleanliness and neediness, and that just drives
Yeah.
people off. That's for like interviews, just for like relationships. It drives. If you're needy and you're clingy, you have that certain aura about you that makes people want to go away from you. It's very
Yeah.
easy to really tell. So
It's like that.
Especially,
I was gonna say it's like that creep factor. You don't want that. You were about to say something?
Facts.
especially when I experienced before, in a relationship, and she wanted me to buy stuff,
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah.
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 And when once the relationship stops, I'm like, not only did I felt like I probably waste my time, but I waste my money on a person I won't, spend the rest of my life with.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to be confident and not creepy. Also,
Yeah.
it really depends. Like when you first meet somebody, depends your attraction level too in a way. Like before you talk, right? If you're handsome, you're bold and confident. But if you're ugly, you're like creepy and bold. But there's a way around that, honestly.
Mhm.
I mean, that's when you work in your personality and charisma. And like, if you're not a good talker, you gotta work somewhere small first. Like, first start speaking with your family, then your friends slash coworkers. Then after you do all that, eventually the small steps will go to bigger steps, and eventually you can talk to any girl you want with confidence. But you gotta start somewhere small, because you can't be confident out of nowhere, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
right.
not one day. You know what? I feel real confident today. I'm gonna talk to. If you're a shy, timid guy, it just don't happen overnight. I like this idea. Like, I get the lesson of be confident. Well, a shy person ain't gonna be confident right away. So you gotta work the steps for that to happen. So you gotta, like I said before, at the lowest degree, speak to your family.
Or friends.
Yeah, family comes first. So
Yeah.
family, then friends, and coworkers. Then you can maybe acquaintances, some of that. Then you can work up your courage to talk to any person you want to talk to. Whether it's famous, the girl you like, whatever. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we're all people. Maybe somebody's famous, but they're just people like us. They like to spend time with their family. They like to have certain hobbies. If you take the celebrity, take the celebrity status away, they're just as people, just like us. So that's why when I see a celebrity now, I don't go over the hills as I used to.
Right.
If I was younger, like teenager to early adulthood, I'd be more excited. But now it's like, I mean, it's cool that they're there, but I'm not jumping over five like obstacles to meet them like I used to.
Yeah, no, you're quite there. I mean, you just gotta. I don't know. Some people kind of got it, and some people don't. And you need to, like even when it comes to online, you should be able. If you don't think you can hold a conversation, that's what you need to practice doing. Holding the conversation. Just start one out of nowhere. Really, like me and my co-host tried, like before I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this. Can we really sit and have a conversation together like this? So I sat there with him, and at work, because we worked with each other at the time. He don't work there no more, but we worked with each other at the time, and we did like dry runs of conversations to see if we can bounce it off and see how long it would last. Now it might sound corny, but like I said, like I really wanted this to be all right. I didn't want it to be like a lot of dry spots. So that's like if you just have a hard time talking with somebody, just strike up a conversation and try to be engaged and try to continue it. Not just be a 1-2 word thing and drop it. You never improve.
Yeah, that's actually a unique skill. Like, people don't really look at it that way, but I look at a skill that if someone can hold conversation for hours and hours. Because eventually, especially with a stranger, you don't know what they're about, what is her interest,
Hobbies.
Yeah, like I think the biggest advice I can say to somebody if they have trouble talking, try to make them talk about themselves. Not many people really get tired about themselves. It's like you talk to a girl, you make them talk about themselves. Oh, it's over. They can easily do that for an hour or two. Hell, you don't stop them. They might go for days. Hell, you might not even sleep that day, honestly. But some people are very timid and quiet, so you gotta find ways to ask questions that is not yes or no. Because he asks like, "How was your day?"
Yes.
It was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah. How was the morning? What you got for breakfast? You gotta ask some very specific questions that you know that they have to really think about, and is more than a yes or no.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's a fact. That is a fact. It's the I've always just been since a kid. I was always the one. I could always talk, so I knew like I actually wanted to go to school for broadcasting because I wanted to get into radio in the beginning. So this is like all this online stuff I love for that reason because I've always wanted to do it, and so because I knew I'm a talker. I love talking. I love arguing as well, as much as I love talking.
Yeah.
So it just sometimes it comes natural.
Yeah, actually, I think interviewer is actually it's harder than it looks. Actually, it looks easy, but you gotta ask very specific questions that's like relatable to the topic, and sometimes like a lot of times, even in a normal conversation, you lose your train of thought, and like
Yeah.
it just you have this awkward silence, and
Yeah.
it gets real awkward. And when it gets awkward, you just look at each other, and it gets more awkward. Hence, you're awkward while being awkward in an awkward situation, which you don't want to be in that situation, obviously. So, no,
Right.
interviewer is a very. The more I think about it, it's actually a hard job, actually. Because
Especially
It is.
if the person being interviewed say something controversial, like Wings of Redemption.
How do you work around that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Working. Okay. Talking to Wings, you just got to go with it, and you have to lead. If you can lead him in a lot of different directions. If you want to get like a more timid, you leave out the trolling. If you want to see how long he's gonna go until he breaks, then you bring up it all. But for me, if I was to talk to him, I would have a balance of it. There's no way. First of all, he'd be brought up in the premise that we were talking about Phil. I'm very interested in the way he talks about Phil, and he almost did on the with Review Tech USA. He almost talked about Phil, but he never did because it never got carried on because Rich left or something like that. So it just stuck on him because I'm very interested in the way he thinks about him. So I would like to talk to him about that. But I also have to bring up the fact of all the trash activity you've done in the past. Can't just ignore it. But I would have a healthy balance so he wouldn't feel like he wants to leave. So you got to go in. You got to also research. And once you'll learn that from watching and seeing. You can't just, because not everyone, you got to go about it in a different way with each person. Not just bring someone you've never heard of. You got to watch something. Like I had a whole debate with these two camps in the LTG, the tractor world or whatever. I was mediating that. Well, I had to know the story in a night. So I like a crash course that was throughout work, listening to both their sides and what they said so I can come into this with some knowledge to lead it in a direction. But I did that in less than 24 hours because I got told about it like at midnight. Someone just jumped in a call and started telling me. And I was like, all right, we'll set it up for tomorrow. So boom, got it cracking. But I had to do it because of going in there and not knowing anything. Once you ask something, it's going to stop. And where do we go from there?
Yeah.
It's just going to, it's also the investigation that you got to do with the person you're talking to as well.
Yeah, always do your research. I felt like DarkSydePhil DSP Gaming was thinking that Stuttering Craig was not going to do that. I bet. I bet he
was
thought
aiming.
it was going to be easy, like
No,
hypnosis. Boy,
No, he
that
did.
backfired.
That's what. Yeah, huge backfire. Now with the interview, he was banking on the fact that he didn't want Craig to talk about it. He wanted to wait until the last minute and it got dropped then, so he didn't have that chance. That's why he was very picky in who he wanted to talk to. He would not talk to certain people. Obviously, he was never going to talk to a detractor. That was never going to happen. But you had to shoot your shot. You had to try and see what would happen. But kind of knew that was never going to happen. Then he said it was never going to happen. Now, people outside of detractors, but he's not picking the people that have heard of him. He in recent times, he's looking for somebody that just never heard of him or knows a base level from back in the day, which he can maneuver around. So he was banging. So yes, I'll do it with Craig. Plus, he was a fanboy back in the day of him. He loved that thing that he was part of.
Yeah, Screw Attack, yeah.
So he chose to go. What was that?
Oh, Screw Attack, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Screw Attack, yeah. So he was obsessed with Screw Attack, and he was a big fan, so obviously, and he must like the show or whatever, because he kept saying it. So he goes and does with Stuttering Craig, and hoping that he doesn't talk about it, but he did. So now now people are flooding him, but now he's already locked into it, because he can't quit now and say, I'm not doing it, because he would look crazy. Mm-hmm. He would look crazy. So he has to go through with it, but he's hoping it's going to be just like the quartering, which was softball, nonsensical questions.
Yeah, like that first question that Craig was saying. I bet DarkSydePhil was like, yes, according to plan, until Adam was like not buying his answer, and then it kind of led to like more deeper questions. So,
exactly, and he did not. He's complaining and pretend that he loved it and everything was fine, but he hated every second. There's no way. They were asking him. He was looking crazy. His answers were trash. And I was shocked because I didn't believe they were going to do it either by the way Craig was talking. he was sounding like, oh, I'm just gonna do what I can, like kind of snobby and like attitudey about people pressing him about like, oh, hey, I want you to press him on these questions. Don't just softball him because we've already seen that. We don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
So the way Craig was going about it and the way he was talking about it, I really thought it was going to be the same. So he shocked me. And I got to give it up to Craig for that. And he asked a couple questions that I didn't even think about asking. Like, well, if the account wasn't yours, why did you even talk about it? Why didn't you just not bring up the fact that you got someone hacked into your account? Because why? Even and if you're saying it was they made it all up, then you shouldn't have talked about it because the information came out the night before you announced it happened. Yeah. So you can't. Like it happened, the link leaked in the night, and then in the morning you're saying, oh, I got identity theft and blah, 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 blah. And that stream, if you go back, he barely said anything there. So you can't, and he never, like, all he said was don't believe with everything you read. Now it's turning into none of it was true. Well, why would you bring it up then? Might as well not say a word about it then. Because even if it was true, let's say it was a coincidence and the bank leaks that dropped were fake. Mm-hmm. Don't bring it up at all. Why would you talk about that? That's not even something that needs to be talked about to the people that watch you. They don't need to know that your bank account got hacked. I would never even bring that up just so it doesn't happen again. I would never talk about it. But you talked about it because that information got dropped. And you had to correct the record. Well, try to correct it, which it didn't work, but try to correct the record. And it backfired. And now it's stuck with you. Now, according to these bank leaks are not fake. The guy that dropped them isn't even like a detractor. He just didn't like Phil lying. So he did something that the man immediately regretted, so much so that he left the internet because of it. He told everyone, don't do what I did. I feel terrible. I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, like going in, he was not playing. Like he did not feel good doing what he did. And he didn't drop anything so people can hack and steal money from him. That's why he never mentioned it in the beginning. Ever. Never mentioned the fact that someone took money until he started talking about Rich. But he did not like the fact that he did that. And they called the card, and you heard the recording. And that real recording from on Kiwi Farms that's where Secret Limited put it in their video.
Yeah.
That when they were calling the bank, that's his real account. There's no way to fake this, bro. It was yours. Why would it happen now? You've been begging for years. Why at that exact moment did it happen years after it started? If it was all fake and it was all planned, they could have done this years back. Yeah. The SOK was psychotic. They would have done this years back. It was because it was true, especially if you know the backstory of how it showed up. The man never sent anything, only to come back and say, I didn't give any information that you could get money from that account. It was just the statements. So there was no way anybody could take money from it. You don't know enough. You just knew what he spent on. That's it. And then that dude disappeared again. Gone. So Craig did a good job asking that question. Now, I will say, I don't like how Craig's been acting as of late. I think it's got a little greedy towards like the whole monetize the haters and only talking about it. It seems a little like a money grab now. Now, I ain't mad. I'm not trying to gatekeep and say you can't get your bag off of Phil. But it seems like the only reason you're doing it is for money.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to him lately, so...
Yeah. He did 2 streams. One reacting to something Phil said about the podcast and another email. It was about an email that Phil said, but he lied about the email. But so Craig came and it was called #monetize the haters. And the whole time, most of it, the stream, is just him reading off donations.
Well, okay.
And just rake it in the money.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a little...
Man, I gotta imagine though, like because I know you mentioned like the Steel Toad show, got a little greedy too with their membership.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine, because I remember in The Dark Knight, Harvey Dent said, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself as the villain. I got to imagine like some of my favorite YouTubers. Would they eventually go to this like dark path, or would I myself go to this dark?
Yeah, that's
No. You got integrity and morals. You ain't gonna do that, bro. No way.
I'm not. but yeah, no, cause like I felt like money is a powerful thing. It's
Yeah.
Options and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's your
you need
opinion
money.
about
You
that?
like money. Everyone likes money. Listen, if they like you, they'll donate, and that's just how it's got to be. Don't ask for it. Let it come naturally. Listen, do if you love it, you're gonna do it. You don't need money. Money's not the motivator. It should never be a motivator. It should just be. It should just be what it is from success. That's it. That's all it is. It's a benefit from success. But you should always try to entertain first. Always try to create the best first. That money will come if you're worthy of it coming, it'll show up. Trust me. It'll happen. Happen to everybody.
Yeah,
Even people that we were like, well, why is it?
Story, by the way, I was like watching a streamer, and you were surprised that this guy never begged.
Oh yeah, because I watched too much DarkSydePhil, and then I went to see a different stream.
It was Snorplax. He was doing like a stream of what was it? Donkey Kong 64 maybe, or I don't remember, like an old game. And like you said, by the way,
I was culture shock.
yeah, like him talking to the like his audience, sounding polite.
You know what that reminds me of? I'm not sure if you saw this, but Taylor Swift was on a live stream, and she said they're not donating real money, are they? And they are. They told him like they are, like, and she stopped the stream because she don't want people to donate her hard-earned money just to see her just talk live on it. I thought that was so like very pure of her, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. There are people like that, Russell. Don't worry, not everybody's money hungry all the time. Like, oh man.
Yeah. That's the way you should be. Very humble.
Yeah, like I remember one YouTuber. He was teaching how to do thumbnails in YouTube, how to become successful on YouTube for $200. I was like, man, you can do that for free. Just search up tutorials on how to become a successful YouTube channel. But he charging everyone $200 to how to become successful on YouTube. I thought that was a waste of time. I was like, I want to personally do that, but I guess maybe he knows something that we didn't know, which I doubt, because there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube for you to know stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna name names, but I saw one like that, and I was like, man, that must be down bad or something, because they were doing fine. All of a sudden, he gonna do tutorials for $200. That's a ripoff, right? $200 at least make you like I guess he lived in California at the time. I remember the YouTuber. I guess rent is expensive, but still $200 per person. No. There's no way that's really worth it at all. So.
Yeah, it's like the internet culture is really weird sometimes. It's like
Very
some
weird.
people think that everyone is dumb, or they just don't pay attention. Which not everyone is like that, but there definitely is some. I guess you could call. I don't want to say stupid people, but I guess you could say victims that fall for such scams, and
Yeah.
I can't believe, because like DarkSydePhil, it is so obvious it's a scam. Like it's like his mask fall off almost every second to the point that his face is melting. You could just see it. Like he reeks of it. But yet I wonder why these den heads allow this treatment to happen. It's like, why?
They're just getting some. I feel like it's just they don't have real friends in real life, and they just happy someone's paying attention to them. And if the only way they can get that attention is by giving them money, then they're willing to do it. Like people have gone broke giving money to this man.
Yeah, that
Like,
one dude. Yeah,
he had
like, wasn't he recording
Grab
the
on
car and
wheels, I
said,
believe.
he was gonna go homeless, and somehow that video disappeared for some reason.
Yeah. Because Phil was getting like shown this, and he was, this is fake, and he probably told him to take it down because it was making him look bad, even though it was the truth. The man was going broke, but he kept giving the Phil. They just have nothing.
Yeah.
You see that video that Snort posted about how that dude was talking. That just shows you that's all of them. You look at him. You look at Derek. That's all you need to know. That sums up everybody.
I mean, we're laughing, but technically it's not funny. In the real surface, that's not really funny. I know we all joke about that and everything, but if you're like putting in the different goggle, like it's not funny. It's actually quite sad and like I don't know. It's like it's like I do believe there's a God in this world, but I want to know if this is God's plan. Why is DarkSydePhil getting away with this? Is it to teach other people not to be like him? You know what I mean?
It's
And
just,
then what
this
about
is
the
why he
deadheads?
doesn't grow. This is why he doesn't grow. It's because it's the same people doing it. There's no one new showing up. These are the same recycled dents for the last couple years. They're the same. Twitch, I think he had a lot more, but once you moved off, because that's a whole different community over on Twitch. Once you go back to YouTube, this is who it is. He's stuck with who he's got, and they're not. If they didn't leave before, they're not gonna leave now. They love him. I don't know why though, but they love him. So they're not new people coming in. Maybe here and there you'll get someone, or they'll switch their name. They're not really new though. They just donate under a different name. So that's not growth, in my opinion. Just because his members will go up and down, but like his channel's not moving. He shouldn't have still been. He's at. When did he hit 200K? He's only got like 4,000 since then, or 2,000 since then. This channel is not growing as much as he likes to say it is.
Yeah, because this is crazy because like I remember K's, another YouTuber. He hit 200K just like DarkSydePhil almost at the same time, and I believe K's is now over 220K, and DarkSydePhil is still like the base, 200K. I'm like, I'm like it's almost day and night, including like his old like his old YouTube buddies. Well, not buddies, but you know what I mean. His old, I don't want to say, what do you call them? Where it's like people around your time. I guess like the same generation as him. They grew to million subscribers, and he's still stuck at level 1. Like Keemstar said, like you're still here.
Yeah, that's like me on Spanish. On Spanish 101. I'm still stuck at it after 3 years.
No, you graduated. Barely, though.
Man, you have to say the barely part, man. I graduate. Yeah. What? Man, don't hate, appreciate. Yeah.
Sorry, you were gonna say something?
Nope. No, I wasn't saying nothing. I was laughing.
Oh.
But you were about to say something?
No, well, actually, I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit. It just, long story short, it's just that it's amazing how other YouTubers are able to grow, but here he is claiming that he's growing, but it's growing such a pitiable rate.
Yeah, the people that he's growing, I mean, it ain't much. Plus, he's only survived off like the lowest supporters that probably has, right? So he's pretty much counting the same supporters over and over.
Like he should be living way more comfortable than he is. Like we're off $100,000. I have a good life with nowhere near that. So and it's only 2 of them. I have 3 kids. He has a 0, and a wife that works. So they should be living lavish. But he's been an idiot with all the money he has given. Like people don't understand how much money he was making back then. AdSense was insane back then. The ad rates. I mean, not AdSense. The ad rates were insanely high at when he was starting, and he was at the peak when it was crazy with the managed network. It was crazy then, but then when the ads for direct to YouTube, like he was making a lot more and should be sitting pretty, but he blew it all. He invested nothing. He just blew it. Then this is only a conspiracy on my part. This is how I feel. He sees his contemporaries exploding, people that probably watched him in the beginning because he was one of the first. Not that he was popular, he was just one of the first. And watched him and then replicated what he did and blew past him. PewDiePie flew past him. Mad people flew past him. And you see him, nice house, beautiful life, up in LA, nice setup. And that guy, it's probably in his mind, thought that he deserved it just like everyone else did. And what he did, he went about it the terrible way. Couldn't afford it, maxed his whole life out for this little condo he's in now. But he dipped out before he even sold the apartment. So he was already starting in the negative. And now he's got to pay for a place he doesn't even own anymore, or he doesn't even live in anymore.
Yeah.
Now he's setting himself back and not paying his taxes properly because he's setting himself back. All because he wanted to make an appearance or live up to an appearance that he couldn't afford. Because he saw everybody. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. And it ruined him. It ruined him. And now, what does he do? There's no respect. He doesn't want anybody to look anywhere else outside of that stream because they don't want him to. He doesn't want to show them that he's not respected by anybody. Because now he's just, well, I don't have respect, so I might as well just do all grimy practice. Yeah, I need money for groceries. Yeah, I need money for this. Yeah, I need money for that. And why? You already despise. You might as well just live like it. And it's going to keep happening until he changes.
Let's not forget, too, that he have a wife that works. Like,
yeah.
Or allegedly work. But like.
Oh no, not allegedly. That's where the tire got stolen from her work. She worked.
Yeah.
Man, we need to switch lifestyles, man. Yo, DarkSydePhil,
Yeah.
where you live at? So you should switch, man. You want to complain? Shit, go my lifestyle. You will really complain.
Yeah, right. Working in the factory, warehouse.
Man, you gotta tell all about business, man. Calm down.
I work in the warehouse
I'm not talking
too.
about, man. Well, anyways, it seems like DarkSydePhil, I don't know much about the guy, but it seems like at his peak, he got used to such a certain lifestyle that now, since he don't have that lifestyle no more, he's really begging and complaining about to, like, I guess to his viewers, like, man, like, you guys have no idea how much this costs, this, that, and third, where in his peak days, he probably have bread and then some left over if he would just be more smart with his money, invest and all that. But
yeah, instead it's in the mobile games.
instead, he listened to Wesley Snipes not paying his taxes. Yeah,
And then he decided to follow suit and not pay his properly. And then he was like, well, I'm making a lot, I make this money. And he can't kick the mobile game addiction either. That's the big money grab that he got.
and what makes me angry is...
He's still obsessed with this stupid game. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, and what makes me angry is that it's a mobile game that's probably will go out of service.
One day, yeah, like if it doesn't make no more money, they probably shut it down. There were some mobile games, like, what was it, Dragon Lost from Nintendo? They shut that down within, like, a year or two. And so whoever spent money on that game, it's gone forever. Like, you're not getting a refund or anything. So imagine
I've never been a
WWE
big
champion,
mobile
they
game
decided
player.
This app is not making us no more money. They just shut it down. Everything he spent on is going to be for nothing. He had nothing to show for it. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's his whole life. Has been nothing to show for it. That's just the epitome of Phil at this point. That's him. Nothing to show for it. He has a house that he could barely afford, and super old car, and streaming 6 days a week, 2 times a day.
That's crazy because if I was right, the total he's asking for every week is like around 3,000 or 2,500. Like
Every
that's
day.
crazy. Why would he need that much money every week? Like
It's he asked for 150 a stream.
yeah.
150 or 150 for 2 streams, so 300 total a day. So he is every week to survive is 1,800 a week. 1,800 a week, and
that's good money for an average American.
almost
Yeah,
Great money. That's great money.
Yeah, that's almost 6 figures
That's
he
like
needs to
86,000.
survive, and it's not good enough for him.
Dude, most Americans, the average American, 50,000 is a decent
It's
salary.
normal.
Decent salary for
Yes.
most Americans.
yeah.
He wants almost double that.
He's getting double it, and he's begging for it, and he
So
can't
it's
survive
crazy.
off double what usually people make.
Oh yeah,
That's before taxes, too.
oh yeah. I remember there was I forgot which YouTuber said it, but I remember there was a series he had that reason why he had that house. It was for like his ex-girlfriend Panda Lee, so that way she won't like, stay mad at him. Like that's why they got that big condo or whatever. Like instead of like
I wouldn't listen, bro. I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't think that would be a lie at all, man. That just sounds like something that would happen with him. Cause I'm telling you, he's damaged. He should have never moved until he could afford it. He should have
Yeah.
just stayed where he was.
Just like
There was no. Well, yeah, you can't tell me it's the internet. Like the internet doesn't exist in Connecticut. Like stop.
Oh god.
Oh, you don't understand. I can't. It won't work over here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Right. It only works in Washington apparently. Stop playing. All right. Man, and you made all that money in that condo before. Why couldn't it not work now? Like,
Yeah.
you should have upgraded the internet, not moved the house you couldn't afford. Like, no one does that. That's not. That's how you know he's not. I don't think he's human.
Well,
Might
I
be a
think
different
because there
form.
was a trend back then. Well, maybe not around that time, but there was a time where streamers would have moved to those.
Yeah, I think like mid 2010s, early 2010s.
Yeah, those like those mansions.
Yeah,
and
yeah, like the vloggers. They were like, yeah, move to a new. Yeah, I remember a trend like that. Yeah.
I think he was trying to follow that trend, and I'm assuming.
Dumb trend.
Yeah, I was assuming he thought that was gonna look cool if he did it.
Mhm.
Because there was a trend where streamers would go and buy themselves like fancy houses.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I guess
Yeah,
to stay
when you
relevant.
can afford it, that's the problem. Like that's when you it's okay, but he can't afford it.
Yeah.
Probably put all his money on the down payment and barely has anything left.
Right.
I can only imagine. Yeah, he pretty much
Mhm.
like whatever money he spent is like barely enough for the mortgage probably,
Yeah.
because I don't know what his mortgage plan was. Maybe put down to 3% at the minimum. If he does that, his mortgage is going sky high. It's going to be at least $2K every month at the bare minimum if you're doing the 3%.
Yeah.
So, wow, what a dumb idea he had there. And I don't even know
Right.
the guy. I don't want to start following him now.
No,
I think
no.
it's better if
I
you
got
stay
into
away.
it because I saw it was. I guess it was a big thing because I was following Wings in the beginning, who's another trash human. But that's a whole different thing. Wings, I would follow, and then it kind of got dry with Wings, so then I switched over. I would just bounce around just before I made content, and then I would then I heard of Phil by what was it? Oh, it was he was getting departnered from Twitch. That's what popped up on my screen or my YouTube. So I clicked it, and I'm like, dog, his voice is like terrible. Like I don't want to. I don't understand how people can watch them by listening to him. So I kept I would watch him, and I heard him talk, and then the bank leaks really got me, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. I even show my mom. I'm like, look at this dude's begging online. Look at all the money he's spending. Look at how he's wasting money. And she was like, this is like a scam. I'm like, yeah, it is almost like a scam. This is crazy. So, because we never seen this before. So, the fact that this hasn't been, I just followed him since then. Like, I could not stop, paying attention to this dude.
Yeah.
So, that's how I got into it. And then I brought it up on my podcast, and then, a bunch of people showed up to it. And I'm like, oh, I see. That there's a whole community to this, and I didn't know that. I just thought it was I didn't know it was kind of like the Wings trolls. I didn't know Phil had its own. So that's when I started paying attention to the community and that. So it was that's how I got into it. But I tell everyone, just leave it alone, man. You don't want that smoke. it's trash.
For me, I actually first started watching Boogie. It started with him, cause I used to watch him for the video games, gaming, news, and before he went off the rails. Then it was Wings, but I never knew his name. I always see him in the memes until I forgot when, but I finally got his name, and but then when I saw a Sunny V2 video talking about Phil.
Yeah.
And when he showed that video, and I was like, out of all the three that I seen, this guy seems to be the more interesting one, and especially when he put the chart of the Holy Trinity of bad streamers, and it was Phil, his dumb face, you know what I'm talking about, that dumb face. I kind of okay, let me see what's this about. And I kind of regret looking that video with, the whole incident of May I forgot what
First.
year was it? May what?
May
16?
1st.
Yeah, but
No,
the
it was
whole
May
point was
1st.
May 1st, he said.
oh May 1st.
May
Yeah,
1st it
that
happened.
was
I don't remember the year though.
that I just went to that rabbit hole. Like that was
Yeah.
I kind of regret it a little bit, but hey, whatever.
Funny, around that time I was paying attention. I was watching Keemstar. That's how I first got into the internet at all, was when that happened. And I remember that story on Drama Alert. But
Uh-huh.
I never followed him because it was, I don't know who this is. But I do remember that story from Drama Alert. And boy, when I watched it, I'm like, dude, who would ever do this? Like, this is like crazy to me. This is insane. But
Disgusting.
Yeah,
it's true.
I never knew until you said it that this was before. I thought this was after. I was like, what kind of video game character he saw to make him feel horny? But then I realized this was before. What is going on? And I remember the contradiction of his reason why he did it. I think he said like one time he was depressed. The other time I remember he said, him and Pan and Lee were in a bad relationship, and then he
That's
said,
what yeah.
this happened after the breakup, and then he's like, oh, this is before the breakup, and I'm like, he doesn't even keep his story straight. I
Not
lost
at
track what
all.
he said there.
Mm-hmm.
And
He
I
doesn't-
think
he
he was
kept
just
it-
trying
he-
to dance around the words so that way, he looks good. Though,
He's always said it was his depression. That was the big thing. Oh, it was my depression that made me do what I do. Like, no, it's not. Your depression's making you do this. Stop playing around. Stop it now.
What makes me a little bit angry though is I remember Super Crazy released a video saying why he became a detractor. And
Yep.
the thing is with Phil is of course his audience are not the most brightest, but I believe this is when he was doing like I guess like one of his fans wanted to join and he let them in,
And he laughed at him.
and he sounded off, like you could tell he was off, but there's Phil laughing like he wanted to burst. Like
Yeah.
that really made me upset because like, and I understand what Super Crazy message was in this one. It was like you didn't bother to know who was this fan. You don't do anything. It's like this guy. Like he takes everyone for granted. He never even abide that same fan again. This fan was like so like happy, telling him things, and there he is,
Right.
just not paying attention, or it looked like he was gonna like laugh. Like that's mean. Like really.
Trash. Yeah, no, it was. He should have just, if he couldn't control himself, he should have just talked to him quick and gave up. That's it. He shouldn't have disrespected him like that. That was crazy. That was filthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything
Yeah.
else to say, Tony? Look how you gave that look.
No, I mean, I was agreeing with you guys. I mean, I guess push come to shove, I guess it makes the worst people. But
Mm-hmm.
the same, but you gotta have some integrity, right? You
Yeah.
gotta have some kind of morals, but it doesn't, like,
These low cows barely get morals.
low.
Yeah, not too many.
like, like even when somebody do bad, I try to see their situation, right? Like, are you familiar with the fighter Kobe Covington?
No.
Well, he's pretty much this UFC fighter that gets hated because he loved Donald Trump. He what is it? He said, "Oh man, I'm about to make the welterweight division great again." He calls Brazil a filthy animals. They call him a dump. But before that, right?
Jesus.
Before that, he was a very humble guy. But
Yeah.
he wasn't getting no attention. So guess what he did? He turned heel in wrestling terms and started bad matching people, and it got him everything he wanted. He got his sponsorships. Now he got Bang Energy. He got not BetMGM. I forgot what the gambling website is, but he got that. He got that sponsorship. He got everything he wanted. But I love the guy because I know he's a nice guy. Because if you're really that mean, it'll come off natural, right? You get me?
Mm-hmm.
But every time he acts, his acting is terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's reading off a script, like "you damn filthy animals." It doesn't sound natural. And
Yeah.
his fighters that like train with him, they're like, "Man, he's such a nice guy." I'm like, "Man, he probably don't want people to know about that." Now Now, if I was a trash talk guy, I'm like, yo, why you trash talk? Everybody know you're nice. You're just doing this for money. But yeah, like you do. Like we know you're a nice guy, but we know you're doing it for the paper. But to me, it's very brave because when you have people cheering for you, you got people on your back. That's a lot easier. But when you hate it, it's like you against the world. But I know deep inside he's a nice guy, so I can see that motivation. That actually inspired me, actually. But like these people that you're talking of, it doesn't seem like they really have good intentions.
Yeah,
Like,
none at all.
not-
They're just all about the money.
Even behind the scenes, like some people I can see it. Like if you're acting like a character in wrestling, you gotta keep that character, be mean. I get that, keep kayfabe. But these people, not really feeling these people. They don't really have much integrity, as you say, much self-worth.
Yeah.
They will
At
do
all.
whatever it takes to get to that next level, even stomp on people. And yeah, if you check
When you said next level, you mean still level 1?
maybe I'm
Always
a noob.
be a level 1.
Maybe I'm a noob, but yeah, yeah, guys like USA Fight, like Kobe Covington, I love that guy. It's like you ever watched the anime Code Geass?
No, I'm not an anime guy at
Oh
all.
man, but what he did,
Yeah.
what you want me to spoil it for you, then, man? Because you're not gonna watch the
You
anime.
go ahead, go ahead.
All right, so at the end, he got everyone to turn against him, and at the end he died. But that was his plan the whole time, for him to have people turn against him. Well, let me. So I don't want to make this too long. So the anime is about they got these Geass powers, but that's not the most important. Pretty much, there's the higher ups, the lower class. So he came from a higher class, but he was a prince, right? So I guess they don't want him no more. Then all of a sudden became this mass villain / hero or anti-hero.
Yeah.
And eventually he did good for the people initially, but then things happened like some people died here and there. He became confused, but at the end he came up with this plan called the Zero Requiem, which was for to take over the government, have people hate him, and himself die at the end. So whatever happens, he'll be the hate symbol. So peace trees can happen in the future. That gave me goosebumps just saying about it.
Ooh.
Because like think about people every day. There's probably nice things people do every day that you don't know of, and that gives me goosebumps every day. So it's easy to tell people nice things you did, but do nice things and nobody. Ooh, that's G right there. That's G. I love that. So like there's probably people out there, rainy weather, homeless guy giving a jacket, and like now he got no jacket. Now he go to a jacket store. Yo, you idiot! Where your jacket at? He probably say he forgot, and they don't know the real reason. Yo, that brings real tears to my eyes. Like I love hearing stories like that. So like things like Kobe Covington does and like Luce. For some reason, anime characters they can never tell the nice things they did. It's just like they just can't do it. Maybe that's why I
Right.
like them so much, because they will never tell you the things they. Every nice thing they did, you will never know about it. Like why he's like this. You probably help a cat out of a burning building. You will never know about it though, unless it's somebody else. Like I
Yeah.
love to hear that. Like, and they never tell.
I gotta. I'm not really. I don't know. I read a manga back in the day, or manga or whatever it is. I'm not sure, but I've never. I don't know. I never got into it. Even with like Dragon Ball Z. I know everyone laughs at me because I've never been a Dragon Ball Z watcher. I just couldn't get into it. Naruto. I tried, but it wasn't my. It
Honestly,
wasn't for me.
I might get hated for this, but I do think Dragon Ball Z is a little overrated. I might get hated for that, but I said it. Dude, he take out the action. The storyline ain't all that, and there's a lot of plot holes. I'm gonna be real.
But like 5 minutes and it's like 3 episodes.
But what I like about anime though is like in a fight they give you the whole life story in the middle of the fight. You don't know how it was when I was young. My dad left me. Oh yeah, you think that was bad? At least you had a dad. I never had a dad in my life. Like, how you think it feels going up with? I'm like, wait, what's going on? Can you imagine in a real fight, Floyd Mayweather throw a punch like he tells his whole life story as he throws the left hook? I can't imagine. This is for my honor. Oh, you think that's bad? This is for my mom. Like, well, what's going on over here? Why everybody telling the stories in the middle of a boxing match? And like, I can't like. That's what I like about anime, like crazy situations like that. So, I mean,
Well, I watch anime for the fights, so
yeah. Yeah, so you love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but
But you gotta admit, take out the fights.
yeah, I mean,
It wasn't like this masterpiece storyline that's like
it's a basic story. Yeah, I get it. So
basic. I think it's more than basic. It's just I like the fight.
They're gonna hate you for that one.
Oh well, hey, bring it on. I'll be like Kobe come. I'm gonna turn heel soon.
Yeah, right.
And do not. Well, I don't really do much nice things. Nobody needs to know about that. Yeah.
I promise to keep my mouth sealed. Trust me.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
anime is not for everybody. To be honest, I get most of my life lessons from anime. I think 85% of my personality comes from anime. Honestly, I'm not I'm not saying that because I'm a big anime lover. Like just objectively, it taught me more than any human. Now, I'm not saying I don't talk to humans. Don't get me wrong. I do talk to people. I am social. I talk to real life people. I'm like, does he have no friend? Does he not? No, I have these guys are my friends right here. Right? Yes, we're friends, right?
Maybe.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're friends. So, no, but it taught me most things about life. Like, it taught me about different people's perspective. Not everyone's going to agree with you. And plus, a lot of things I feel like are, I'm not sure you agree with this on this. I think it's experience bias. Like, what you experience in your life, a lot of people have that bias towards the rest of it, which is not bad, but if you just pretty much view everything from your experience, you never really get to see the other side of it. So
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to look at all perspectives of life. So I'm trying to take myself out of the situation or side of the story and really look at why this guy do it. It's like, for example, man, I don't get why people do drugs. Well, maybe their life is real tough. I'm not saying it's right, but that's their escapism, right? Like when we play video games.
True.
What you say?
No, I said true. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you saying. Yeah.
Like, for example, you got escapisms or video games.
Yeah.
For people they at work, cigarettes are their escapism.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, oh, I can't wait to get to my break. Get a
That's
couple
me. I'm trying to quit.
I wasn't trying to expose you, man. I was just trying to say an example. So like,
no, you're right.
So like,
That's me though.
Some people are cigarettes. Some people they go out night just drinking all day. So it's just when I take my situation out of it, I don't drink or smoke, but I can see why people do the things they do. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I'm a big gambling addict. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I personally think Phil, his escapism is not video game. It's actually drinking. Like he
Drinking in mobile games, man. He likes to get plastered and then go ahead and blow a bunch of money and on mobile games. That's his forte.
And yeah, I want to say, for a guy who loves video games, he sure loves to rage quit them.
100 times specifically.
I do remember
That
that
was
about him.
ridiculous.
Like when the few clips I see about him, he's like, yeah, what's good? Like he's never happy, man. Like it seems like he's like almost never happy, never satisfied. Like no matter, even you give him like 100,000, I'm pretty sure he finds a way to complain.
Oh, of course he will. That's just him.
He'll just
Nothing is
find
ever
a
going to
way.
be good enough because he doesn't want them to get comfortable.
Like
Because once they get comfortable, they might not donate anymore. If he starts showing that it's enough and that's good enough for me, no, he needs to keep them on their toes, man.
he can for real win the lottery and it still won't be good enough. Have the money rest of his
No.
life, it'll still be something because he's so like I don't know. I guess narrow minded. Like it's never enough, right?
And yeah.
It's like a gambling addict. Like no matter how much money you win, it's never enough. It's that next thrill. I guess whatever thrill he has, it just ain't enough to satisfy his needs.
And,
At all.
And he turned down a great opportunity, the local broadcast that could have just stopped everything that he claims. You know,
What was troubling him, and he would have been like comfortable for a little bit.
yeah.
Even if it's just like a month or two that broadcast was around, he would at least
He,
have the initial base pay.
With that, I think he should have done it, but I understand not working with someone you don't respect. So if he really, which he did, but my thing is he doesn't have a really good reason to not respect him because he doesn't know him. So the same thing he wants other people to treat him like, he doesn't treat others like that. So that the reason he said he don't respect him just didn't make sense to me. But I understand not wanting to work with someone like that you don't respect. But if you don't have a real reason not to respect them, then why not? This should help you. This could help you. It would bring on a lot more trolls, and it would turn into kind of like him being the main part of the conversation. But still, I feel like he should have at least done it, got the bread, and just did that. Because you're doing nothing important, and you're still living the same way you've been
for like at least 10 years now, right?
15 probably.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember I saw him in 2011. And he was at his peak probably, right? 2011, 2012-ish. Well, I know he's done it probably mid 2000 or almost like late 2000s. I'm guessing, right?
I seen 2008
Ah.
when he started.
2008. Yeah, he started. I think.
Yeah, been living the same for 15 years, and he's still struggling. They just have bad habits. I mean,
Right.
you can't. If there's one thing to have a mistake, right? But if you do it over, that's not a mistake anymore. That's just a habit now.
Yeah.
Like, you don't like mistakenly do the same thing over 20 times. If it's the first 2-3 times, yeah, it's like it's like dropping keys. Like drop your keys, you forgot it. Okay, that's one thing. But like, I don't know. If you cheat on your wife 10 times, that ain't no mistake. That's just a habit now. Like, I don't know. I wasn't in the right mind. No, you did it like at least 5-10 times. It's not a mistake anymore. You meant to do it, so it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tipster will say it's okay. Oh yeah,
What, Batiste?
Tipster. No, Tipster. He's like a big guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
tipster,
Oh.
loser. This is like he just cries too much, always complaining, and the way he acts with these e-girls, he deserves to get shot.
Honestly,
terrible.
I didn't even knew. I call him Baxter because a YouTuber called him Baxter. Like the money you guys donate him goes to him eating a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
I think it was
right.
Wing Fallen, or I don't remember who said it, but he was like, you know, like him rejecting a what was it, bro? Donation for him to go to the gym.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And he was like, "No, thank you. I don't want to."
But thank you for the money anyway.
I can't believe it. I would at least do it, at least if it was just a month, because that someone literally want me to do well. Like I would have appreciated it. Like even,
Right.
or if I can't take the money, I would have say, "Thank you. I'm just gonna refund you the money because I don't want you to give me the money if it's something that I'm not gonna be committed to."
Now,
Simple as that.
now, I think at first, like, I'm pretty sure DarkSydePhil, when he started off, he probably appreciated it first because he didn't have that lifestyle yet. But once he had a certain lifestyle, it was not enough. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. That's why is that what really happened? Because that's what I'm thinking happened, even though I don't know the situation.
Well, he actually, if I remember, lost his job, and then he went full time on streaming,
Yeah.
and that's when he was dependent on the ad revenue.
Now, he started
Yeah.
when he had with his job, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Then he got, I guess, laid off or got fired somewhere around early 2010-ish.
Yeah.
I guess. Then
Yep.
and he really had to depend on it. And then he became more excessive, hence more clingy, more like, can you please give me money? And had that aura of always, I don't know, asking for money. You can kind of sense it.
Yeah, it's weird because
Mhm.
there's another YouTuber that had literally the same backstory, Maximilian Do. Both, were starting off with like in love with fighting games. Both lost their job around the same time. Both started YouTube full time around the same time.
Yep.
But Maximilian Do is more successful, like more.
Yeah, he was a little rough though. I will say he was a little. He took things a little too far sometimes.
Yeah. But it's almost a day and night thing though. Like the tale of two different YouTubers
They
was
went
the same.
totally different directions, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
One used it and actually gained advantage of it. One just flat out just went downhill and just never really go up, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That guy.
Just like the Mary J. Blige, I'm going down, or just like the Beyonce, somebody upgrade. So it's kind of like that. Okay.
Hmm.
One last thing I wanted to talk about is
Pasta, or at least Pastor
Oh
Derek
my
Miller.
God, Derek Miller. Yes. What do you want to know about this freak?
Well, I really want to know your, like, well, I know you addressed it before, but I just wanted to hear it again, like your experience with the with like him talking to Wilhelm, because I remember I was there when he was like, sure, I guess he will talk to you, but then ghosted you. I think it was like,
Okay, so this is how it went, right? Okay, so I'm starting off with doing the live streams, right? I started doing the live streams, and around this time, people are talking about this guy named Pastor Eric. And I see what's going on, and I'm like, all right, I feel like this is something that we could fix, and we don't have to be fighting over, and let's try to, like, fix this problem. So I make a video being like, yo, I want to talk to him. And I'm like, I don't want to just pile on you and start going at you because everyone was going on. Because I guess what had happened, which I learned later, was this guy, he was supposed to, he wanted to sue Phil for scamming. So he was trying to take money for this law. We called it the lull suit because it's not a real lawsuit. It's a lawsuit. It's just funny. So he was taking donations for it, but he never intended on doing it. So it was kind of like scammy what he's doing because everyone knew that this is never going to be a case that could ever be won by any amount of money. Never in life. So he was getting like clowned on about it. So what happened was I wanted to reach out to him to talk to him, but he like ghosted me. So I'm like, all right, then forget about you. But then he made a video and he was like, well, there's one guy that reached out to me. He was talking about me that I might do it with. But he was like, this is what I need. I need you to get in contact with Duty, and I need you to get him to show his face. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I said, if you want to talk to Duty, you can talk to Duty. Will you talk to Duty? I said, yeah. So this is the first time me and Duty like linked up because he was in the chat waiting for him to show up so we can have this talk. And he's emailing me saying, oh, I don't mean now. I don't move off of what you move and when you feel like it. Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, you just said you would show up and talk to him. I'm just waiting on you. Duty waited for 2 hours waiting for this dude to show up, and he never did. So then I made another one, and I'm like, all right, I'm done with this dude. Said he wants to squash it, says he doesn't want the problem, but he's not showing up. He's saying that he's going to show up, but he's not showing up. And he's just being like a cornball. So we started clowning him then. And then he drops all the emails we had. And he like shows everything I said to him or whatever, like this was supposed to get me. And he starts calling me like KINGSLYTEE and all these weirdo, freaky names he kept calling me. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So now me and Duty and a bunch of other people like made one big stream. We brought the pink mask that he wears. We did all that. We also and then like Snort Hogan made a intro to the stream because he obviously doesn't like talk and show his face or whatever. So he made an intro. Then I had like Duty was gonna do a face reveal, and what his face reveal was the mask that I was wearing. So we were just really just clowning him, and like really just ended him his whole career with this detractor thing. Because then he kept going on and on about how he was destroying them and this.
Yeah.
At all, but whatever. So he got made fun of so much. Then he went through a divorce, and then he fell into this whole alt-right or red pill nation nonsense that he's in, where all women are bad and he hates married girls. Like he's just fell off the deep end completely. So he like we don't even talk about him anymore. But that whole situation was just should have never happened. He should have just sat down, talked, and all this. Knowing Duty, I know that this would have if they talked and just deaded the problem, which should have never been a problem. This could have been over, and his career would still be here. Now, I don't like the whole playing God, like or using God for like financial gain. I think that's kind of trash. But people were following it at the time because it was a different spin on what people are used to. So are the detractors. So whatever. To each his own, I guess, but he made it completely like way worse for himself, and he should have shut his mouth and not said a word, but didn't learn his lesson, so he got what he got, which is a deaded career.
Sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty much it with that.
All right. I guess it is time to wrap up. So thank you for coming.
Yeah,
no problem, man. Thank you for having me, man. I had a good time, brother. It was a nice talk.
Hey, hopefully this won't be the only time talking with each other, because I really appreciate you coming on and giving us some little exposure. And thank you for sharing your input and knowledge with us.
No problem, brother. We'll link up again. Trust me. And I'll have y'all over by me. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one day I hop up in your stream. I would love to accommodate my thoughts.
Yeah, we can. We'll figure it. We'll make plans, brother. Trust me.
Though the thing is for me is that I work at the night shift, so it might be a little tough.
Oh yeah, because that's when I stream. Well, we'll figure out a time. Even if I got to do a special one at a different time, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
All right, and for the audience, if you have any question about the show or its characters, you can email at rearpressesending@yahoo.com. Also, go check out the Twitter handle at rearpressesending. All right, with that, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Stay safe and stay beautiful or stay ugly, depending what you like.
And keep breaking them stereotypes. Yeah. We love you guys. All homo.